Hello everyone and welcome to Action RPG Build Guide Edition. Today I'm ready to drop on you my updated only minions Necromancer for last Epoch, and this build is designed for an accessibility option. I get requests all the time, Aaron, I need a build that functions really good on controller. I need a build that I only have to click one button, and this is my only minions Necromancer to fulfill that request. It's designed to beat the campaign, beat regular monoliths, beat empowered monoliths, be able to push corruption, and kill all the harbingers. Every single time I put out a build like this, I always get in the comment section, this isn't optimized, why would you not take Dread's Shade? And lots of questions like this. Again, this is my updated accessibility only minions Necromancer. Let's jump right into it. Starting off with some gameplay. Now, what you're looking at right now is Corruption 406. And I want to say right at the beginning of the gameplay, this build can go higher than Corruption 406. You can continue to scale the build based upon your gear. And the skills we are using, of course, are only minions. So we are using Skeletal Mage as our movement skill. And basically you just move this to use Skeletal Mage to dart around the map, and it's spec'd into fire mages. We are using Skeleton Archers spec'd into fire. We're using Summon Wraiths in their permanent form, spec'd into fire. We're using Summon Golem as kind of our meat shield, and that is, of course, spec'd into fire. And last but not least, your one-button build, which is your spam ability, is Summon Zombies. And you guessed it, spec'd into fire. Now, anytime I make an only minions build, I always have to decide how do we want to make it. Are we going to go poison? Are we going to go cold? Are we going to go melee? We're going to go necrotic. Fire is the one ailment that can be put on all minions. It is the easiest to scale in my opinion, so we have 5 minions all spec'd into fire. And again, it's very simple. The build plays very, very well on controller. It requires almost nothing from a clicking standpoint, and you just melt everything. Let me show you some single targets. Everyone's favorite, good old Shade of Oribus. This is again at Corruption 406. For the most part, I mean, from a damage output and a survivability, because we're spec'd into low life, you are totally fine at this corruption number. Ooh, what belt is that? 1 LP shattered. Very nice. Now a more difficult fight. This is a T10 406 Corruption Harbinger of Ruin. So in this, again, we just continue to spam our zombies. Try and dodge, but for the most part, you're still pretty tanky even at this level. And all you do is just make sure you keep your minions alive. Good, good, good. Final phase. And you have kill threshold with the build. And Harbinger of Ash, you are dead. Oh, that's better. Nice. Let me show you how to recreate this build. So now let's break down the skills, starting with one of our main damage dealers, and that is Summon Wraith, and I'll try to tell you what nodes you want to take first. Now for Summon Wraith, we are going to be taking it in its fire version, and the first thing you want to do is come down here and take these nodes. This makes it where Wraiths are permanent. That way you don't have to spam them over and over again, and by doing this, they're going to get a big boost to their multiplicative damage. Next thing you want to do is you're actually going to want to come up and snag these. These are just base damage and again, more multiplicative damage nodes. You're then going to come over and turn them into fire wraiths. This mixed with a certain idol will ensure that you get flame wraiths instead of necrotic wraiths that shoot. Then you're going to come down here and boost all your critical strike chance and critical strike multiplier. Moving over to your movement skill and another damage dealer, Summon Skeletal Mage. First thing you want to do is come over here to the left and snag these nodes. This is what gives you one of the best movement skills in the entire game. The reason why it's so good is because anywhere you can spawn a minion, you can move to, which means you can move up and down elevations way better than any other movement skill I have tried. It works so darn good. So the first thing you want to do is come over here and get Grave Passage with Death's Cavalry, so you can take 9 minions with you. Next thing you want to do is come down here and boost the critical strike chance and critical strike multiplier and give yourself another skeleton. You then want to come down and turn them into pyro mages, so they are fire, and remove regular mages. And the last point's just boosting their base spell damage. Moving on to your meat shield, Summon Bone Golem. First thing you want to do is come down here and boost its health and armor, and then boost its threat so that enemies fight the golem and not you. You're then going to come over and boost its melee attack speed and movement. You want your golem moving very, very quickly. And we're going to come over and turn this into a fire golem so that it now it looks right with the rest of your armory. And then it's obviously going to scale with fire. You're then going to come over and boost armor for your golem and nearby minion armor. That way they are a little tankier. And the rest of the points you're going to put into AOM just to give it spell tag and give it some multiplicative damage for spell. Moving over to Summon Skeleton. First thing you want to do is come to the left and you want to remove those pesky warriors. We don't want to see warriors, we want to see archers. You're then going to take an extra skeleton and come down here and take all these nodes. This is going to give you multiplicative damage for your archers. This is going to give you an extra skeleton. This is going to give you an additional 80% multiplicative damage for your skeleton. You're then going to come over here and you're going to get fire arrow, and you're going to get more multiplicative damage when you actually shoot fire arrow. Your archers are going to do surprising a lot of damage. They are probably your main damage dealer. You're then going to come up to the left, get an extra archer, and get base critical strike. Last but not least, your summon Volatile Zombie. And I have tested Volatile Zombie. I thought about taking it out and putting in Transplant, but I just felt like at the training dummy, it's hitting for over 150,000 damage. And it's okay having one spam ability in my opinion. But technically, you could take this out if you don't even like spamming zombies. First thing you want to do is come up to the left and you want to get kill threshold with your zombies and multiplicative damage first bosses and rares. You're then going to come to the left here, get more multiplicative damage. Come to the right, get more multiplicative damage. And lastly, you're going to come down and turn it into a fire skill. Those are the skills. So now let's break down the passives. The time of recording, I am level 100, so we have all of our passive points starting in the Acolyte tree. We're going to take some int and necrotic resistance. We're going to take minion attack and cast speed. We're going to come over here and take unnatural preservation for ward retention and more resistances. And the last point is going to be on Soul Aegis, which is going to give 300 flat armor to all of our minions, just to add a little bit of tankiness. This is based upon your character level. Moving over to Necromancer, where we have 92 points currently put in. I cannot wait for EHG to update this passive tree for Season 3. All right, we are taking minion attack and cast speed. We are going into Curse Blood to get us to Aegis Fall, which is going to give us a 200% armor shred on our minions. We're taking more ward retention because this is a low life build. And then we're going to come up, take more life, and give us an extra skeleton. We need as many skeletons as humanly possible. Also, multiple minions on here, including skeletons, have use physical damage. So we are going to boost our minion bow physical and overall physical damage. And then we're going to go right around. We're going to take attack speed. We're going to take crit. We're going to take more crit. We're going to take critical strike multiplier. We're going to take base damage. We're going to take increased health, another added skeleton, and we are taking Discipline to the Necromancer for one extra skeleton mage. Now, unfortunately, we can't take Veins of Malice. This is why I almost switched the build, because we can't actually frenzy our minions without using Transplant, which would work, but then we'd have to switch out a ring or switch out the boots, and it would have really changed the build, and I think for the worse. Losing zombies, so we aren't using Veins of Malice, but I think this is the best way to play it, and we'll see what happens in Season 3. Those are the passives. Moving over to last Epoch tools, we're going to break down the blessings, idols, and gear, starting with blessings. Remember, you could always switch out these blessings based upon what you have on your gear, but what I'm using is Void Resistance, Physical Resistance, Critical Strike Avoidance, Minion Damage, and Mana. And Mana could be switched out for Lightning Res if you needed it. Moving over to idols, I'm using 4 of the exact same. These are double health idols. We want Flame Wraiths. Normally I use 2 of these, but for this time I'm only using 1. Every once in a while you won't get a Flame Wraith, so you can use 2 of these idols if you want. And then we have health and fire res, and health and ward. Idols, blessings. Moving over to gear. Now, technically there is nothing required for this build, so you don't need to go find a certain item to unlock it. That being said, you will notice we have a lot of stuff going on here. First thing I want to point out, I am fully spec'd into the Pebbles set. Yes, I am using a set for only minions. Again, it is not required. Now, what does Pebbles set do? Your summon skeleton spells and attacks deal plus 42 fire, cold, and lightning damage. The element selected is your lowest elemental resistance. And you will notice right here, fire or lightning resistance 79, cold resistance 81, fire resistance 77. Your fire resistance has to be under your cold and lightning. That way your skeleton archers get a boost of 42 base fire damage. So we are spec'd into building our own pebble set. It is not required. We're also using low life. So we're using Exsanguious, Last Steps of the Living, and the Experimental Affix Glove. So we are using low life as well to sustain and stay alive. For our rings, we are using Phantom Grips, not required, but this is going to give us 2 Dominion skills and 4 base crit on both of them. For our offhand, we are using the new Tolmat's Incorrect History of Atera. This gives us another minion, but more importantly, it gives base damage, minion movement speed, plus the minion skills, elemental, and I have one in game that's 4 LP. Finding this 2-3 LP is very, very simple. Amulet, we are using Death Rattle. Later in the game, you can switch this to Nihilus if you have a nice rolled Nihilus. And for our helmet, we're using Critical Strike Chance, Int, Crit Avoidance, and Health. That is the gear. So now let's talk leveling. This is not a leveling guide, but kind of get you pointed in the right direction. Now, the main skill I actually used to level with, which is great for this build because you could use it from the very beginning, is Summon Skeleton. And the first thing I do is I come to the left and I remove warriors, and then I come down here and I boost the archer damage. Skeletons are very frail, especially early in the campaign. That's why I like taking them as archers, so they could just sit back and shoot and just tear enemies up. It gives you very fast clear speed when you are in the campaign. So first skill, Summon Skeletons, spec'd into archers. Second skill you want to take is Summon Bone Golem. And Bone Golem, you're going to come down here, and all you're going to be doing is boosting health and armor and threat regen, or threat generated. That way enemies aren't attacking you, enemies aren't attacking your archers, they are attacking the golem. And the third skill you want for the campaign is Summon Volatile Zombie. You want to come over, and this is going to give you your kill threshold, and this will be your spam ability. So this is a build really you can start from level 1, which is awesome. You don't have to respec or do anything crazy. So again, the 3 skills: Summon Skeleton, Archers, Golem in its threat generation, Zombies, and then you'll take an unspec'd Transplant and put this here on your bar. That way you can fly through the campaign. All right, everyone, that's the build guide. What do you think of my updated only minions Necromancer? Is there anything I missed? Is there anything I could do to push this to the next level? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Of course, only if you think I've earned it. And if I haven't earned it, I'm going to work harder for you. Right now, we're at 99,000 subs, and we are on the push to 100,000. Don't forget to check out actionrpg.com, my newly launched alpha website. We have build guides on there from myself, The Curse, Frozen Sentinel, Babbling Bike. The site continues to expand and get cooler with new features. Check out actionrpg.com. I'm done. Hopefully you were entertained or at least learned something. Aaron, out.